y'all doing? Okay, so I'm coming at you with kind of a take two on a review video that I just posted last night on the Evora GM. There's nothing wrong with that video. It was fine. It was fine, but I was so annoyed because I forgot to change the orientation on my camera, and all my videos are landscape, and I'm sorry, I can't deal with a video being in portrait. I'm sorry, I'm a hot mess that way. So anyway, this is a take two, basically just a repeat of the one that I had posted previously that now I'm actually, as soon as I post this one, I'm taking it down, so it's not going to be there anymore. But it's a review on the Evora GM. Look at this big baby, okay? I do have a review already and have for a couple of years on the Evora MM, which I thought was a pretty decent size, but this one is like a whole nother level. Okay, so first let me tell you the measurements of the GM. So from the bottom, so basically like where it curves to where it curves, right at the very end, that is 17.5 inches wide. And then at the widest point, which would be like here in the middle, it is 20 inches wide. And then it is 14 inches tall. And so, well, basically right now it's probably a little bit more than 14 inches tall because the zipper, you can see the zipper, like it's right here at the top. You'll see in a minute when I get my stuff in it, it kind of folds over and turns into more of a slouch. And then it doesn't do that. It's not really that tall. So let's just say about 14 inches tall, okay? Ish. And then also on the depth, okay, so if you're just measuring, this is another one of those bags where they use the piping to kind of deceive. It makes it look like it's not as deep as it is. So if you're just measuring this part, yeah, that's like, or no, really like even this part right here, it's like 5 inches. But clearly when you're putting this thing down on a table, it's more like 8 to 10 inches deep. Like it just depends on what, what you got going on and how much it's slouching down when you set it down. So I'm going to say, on a tabletop, like the actual space in the bag that it's, deep, you're going to have literally like anywhere between like 7 and 10 inches deep, okay? But if you're just measuring the piece, which is not accurate, then you've only got 5 inches deep. So that doesn't even make sense to say that you can look at this bag and tell that it's not 5 inches deep, hello. And then the handle drop is almost 8 inches. And then it does have an adjustable strap that I'll put on in a minute. And right now where I have it set, it's the longest setting, which is about 17 inches. So it's a lot of bag. Now, I had mentioned in the other video, and I'll say it again, this bag is very, very similar in silhouette and measurements to the, and I know I'm not saying it right, and I don't care, so please don't leave me no hate comments about how I'm not saying it right. Don't care, not getting paid. It's the Galleria, whatever. The Galleria GM, and I do have a review on that bag, and that's a big moment. But let me just tell you what the measurements of that bag are. Okay, so it's 18 inches wide at the bottom. This is 17.5, so depending on, if I got it completely right, it's about the same. The widest point on the Galleria is 21 inches. This one's 20, so again, about the same. That one I measured 13 inches tall. This one's 14 inches tall. Again, about the same. Now on the Galleria, I had 6 inches deep, but I don't think I was actually doing what I do now, where when I say it depends on what sits on a table, I think I was just measuring kind of roughly, and so I said 6 inches. So for all I know, it could actually be, well, I do remember it's the same. If you go back and watch that video, I am going to say that these bags are so similar. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they use like the same purse pattern and then just, dolled it up different. And then the strap on the Galleria is 9 inches, and this is, you've got two, of course, in the Galleria, you've just got the one strap and it's wide. And then this one you have the two, but still the drop, this is 8 inches, that one's 9 inches. So, I mean, seriously, the measurements are pretty much identical. And that's when I hate when I do that. I get so excited and then I start like, can't friggin' talk. That is one of the first things I saw when I saw this bag was, oh, I'm like, that is the Galleria. That's the Galleria GM right there. And it's huge. Of course, the Galleria doesn't have the outside zipper pocket, which this one does, and it's functional, and it's exaggerated. You've got this wristlet strap, plus you've got the huge, chunky hardware on it, which I love. It has like the jewelry quality hardware, so you've got the nice rings here that are pretty chubby, which is interesting though, because the rivets are flat. Sometimes you'll see the, I was trying to see, okay, like here's an example. See how on this passy, how the rivets are bubbly, okay? I would actually like it better if the rivets were bubbly on this bag. They're not though, they're just flat. But anyway, and then of course you've got your D-rings on the side that are nice and round and chubby, and then the one zipper pull, which is a big chunky one. And the zipper itself is a pretty decent size. I mean, it's, you know, it's chubby. I mean, it's kind of chunky, not chubby. It's chunky, okay? And then of course you've got the flat straps, okay? So they're not the rounded handles. You have just the flat ones. Straps, not straps, they're handles. Okay, what else I can tell you? And again, I'll get the other strap out, like the shoulder strap out in a minute. You know, like I said, the piping is deceiving. It starts, you know, small up here and it goes down. It makes it look like the bag is a different shape, but it's not. I mean, you can, if you look past that, you can just see it's basically just a box, like a tote with pleats. That's basically what it is, because that's what changes the look of the bag. Obviously, it's just the pleating. So you've got the pleating in the front, you've got the pleating in the back, which gives it a little something, something. Of course, it's got the piping on it. You've got these really nice, kind of like double, almost like matted. You know how like when you mat a picture, you have like these double chaps here on the side, or side, not chaps, but the side tabs. And I think that's kind of a nice little detail. One thing I did notice though is because, again, you'll see this in a minute, it does not hold this shape. I did post a picture of this bag because it is available for sale, so I have it in my group. And I posted a picture of like in action, like all my stuff's in it. It's sitting down from the front, the side, and the back. So you can kind of see how it sits like normally. Like obviously it doesn't sit like this. And like, for example, you can tell how these kind of fold down. So basically it kind of collapses over itself. And so what I noticed is this one actually has a, let me get my readers on so I can find it. I didn't notice it till I was down here doing the video last night in front of my huge lights. And I'm like, you know what? That's got a little hairline crack in there. Let's see, where is it? Wait, is it in there? Now, last night I could have sworn I saw it. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, so there's like a little hairline crack, like right in here. And you have to look really, really closely and in a bright light to see it. But it's because I think, actually I don't know, it could be just a common thing with this bag. I really have no idea. But I was thinking that it's because this piece of canvas kind of folds down on itself. And if it's just sitting like that, I feel like over time it might just do that because it's on the other side too. Yeah, see? This one you can actually see a little bit more. It's like right there. And really all you have to do is just fill it in with some edge coat or leather glue or, you know, super glue or whatever. That's what I would do. But anyway, I did notice that. Again, I don't know if that's something that's common with this bag in general. Didn't even think to look at that on the Evora MM when I did that. I just, you know, I never even thought to look at that. But anyway, let me put my stuff in it. Oh, actually, first let me show you what color the lining is. It's the really pretty red Alcantara lining. And then, so what you have is on this side over here, which will be the front, you've got a pretty big, nice, generous slip pocket. See? And let me just show you, like, for example, this little address book that I have right here, that would fit in it side to side. So you have that patch pocket there. And then on the other side, you have two smaller patch pockets, the size of the ones that are in the old model Artsy, pretty decent size. There's your heat stamp. But you've got those two patch pockets over there. So it does have some good organization. And then of course you've got your D-ring over here on the side. Okay. So I don't use a bag organizer in here. If you wanted to use one, you could. Right now I have this, hang on, I got some junk in here. I wasn't even thinking. I've been using this tricked out Neverfull GM, and I think, okay, yeah, my organizer that I use in this GM Neverfull is probably going to be too big to put in here. I don't know, let me just see. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know that I would like to put an organizer in this. Okay, no, it's not. It's like I said, it's too, like this one is actually made for a Neverfull GM and a Speedy 40 and like that. And even though this bag is definitely all that more, because of the shape of it, maybe that's why it's not really like, you know, going in there with ease. So someone was asking me about an organizer and I said, you know, you could probably get one that's made for a Speedy 35 and put it in here and it would fit well, in my opinion. Or you don't have to use one at all. I would not for this because it's a hobo style, which those bags are, you know, pretty slouchy. But you know what? You do you, right? You do you. So I have my accessory pochette. And plus I stay organized with all my bags in my bag, so I don't need an organizer. I use this little pouch. It came out of a Randoni sling. It's the envelope style, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. If I'm not using this, I use the Truce 18, which is the small one. It just depends on what I'm using. Usually if I'm like kind of going to a smaller bag, I might downsize. Or if I'm using a bigger bag, I'll use the Truce 18, you know, but if I'm using like a smaller, so I actually probably would, you know, change out to the Truce 18. And then I have my Zippy organizer. So the Zippy organizer is only 1 inch wider and taller than the traditional Zippy. Okay. And then I have my little handmade pouch here it has pins in it. And then I have this little case for my readers. So I am going to put this in one of the pockets, the patch pocket right there. And then I have my little notebook, my little field notes. Mama's always taking notes, okay? And I'm going to put that in the bigger slip pocket, and I'll show you all this in just a second. I just want to get everything in here. And then I do have a handmade, for my Kleenex, and I'm going to put that over here. And with those, well, not with those. And I've been putting on my D-ring, the little hand sanitizer. I'm not going to do that for you right now, but anyway, so that's what I have, and this is, well, and I actually have another little handmade case. But this is basically, you know, everything just kind of goes in there. It's not organized. Like, I mean, everything is in here loosey-goosey. You do not have assigned spots with this huge hobo bag, okay? And so then, like, I used it for a couple of days because I wanted to get, like, a true in-action, you know, how does it sit on the shoulder? How does it carry? All this kind of stuff. And again, this might drive some people crazy just to have everything just down here loosey-goosey. That doesn't bother me. I do have, you know, these other items separated. Now, if I didn't have all these pockets, then I might be annoyed because all the other smaller things would be down there and they'd all just, that would be annoying. But because I have that pocket, I can throw my phone there, my keys. And then, of course, I have these two pockets over here. I'm also missing my little Burt Bees, and I don't remember what pocket I put it in. But anyway, so I would have my Burt Bees little lip balm in one of these smaller ones. And then there was one more thing. Oh, my gum. So I would have like gum and Burt Bees in one of these, and then, you know, the other stuff. But everything else is loosey-goosey. So this is kind of how it looks. Let me get up on my stool here. So now that, all right, see how it's slouching down right there? That's what I'm talking about. So once you get all your stuff in it, it starts to do this. It goes in like that. That's what happens. Once you put weight in it, it's not going up like this anymore. It's doing this. So it's doing that and it's doing that, and that's what's bringing it to this kind of hobo. Oops, I don't know, you can't even really see that well. Let me tilt this down. Okay, I'm gonna get back up on this stool here. Okay, yeah. So see, you can tell how it's starting to do what I was saying, kind of snakes in like that. All right, so then when you get the shoulder strap, and it doesn't have, I mean, it's just this plain shoulder strap. Obviously, you can put whatever you want on there. I wish it had more of a bigger one, more of like a keep-all size. I feel like that would go better. Although it might make the bag heavier to have that big strap on here. But this, I mean, this works fine too. I guess it's the one that came with it. I don't really know. I'd have to go back and watch my Evora GM video to see if it's the same kind of strap. Okay, so there you got this. It's on the longest setting right now. And like I told you, it is 17 inches right now. So you've got that. So you have this option to carry. Obviously, you've just got a hand carry like that. It won't pass the oboe test, okay? But you can put it up over your shoulder, and it's fine. I did have to do this a little bit when I was at the grocery store. I had it over my shoulder for a while, and then that kind of got annoying because I did have a puffy coat, so it wasn't working out well. And then I just went ahead and switched to this. I was doing this, and then have your straps down. But see, that's what I'm saying. So now you have this strap on. This turns into like a little smile, and then this kind of folds over. And that's what I was talking about when I was measuring the height. Like when I don't have the strap on it, you know, the zipper is, you can see it, and then it's a different measurement. But whenever you have everything going on, all your stuff in there, it kind of folds over a little bit like that. See, your zipper kind of folds in just a bit. And so anyway, of course, when you have the shoulder strap on it, then you're pulling the sides back up. So, you know, there you go for that. But if you're, you know, at night, whenever you're home or whatever, or not at night, but if you have your bag at rest and wherever you set it down, unless you're having it hung up, it's going to, you know, again, fold in on these sides right there. And that's where I think this might be common to have a little crack, little hairline crack in there, which again, I mean, it was kind of hard to see. I didn't even notice it out, and I even took pictures in natural light. I still didn't notice it. It wasn't until I was in here and I just happened to be looking over and I was like, you know what, I think that's a crack. And then I got my readers on, and sure enough, it was. So anyway, again, this is the Evora GM. There is an MM. I'm not really sure if there's a PM size or not. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So I actually do not, one day I put my phone on the inside, and then the other day I had this open, and I had my phone in here. Because this is really generous in here. Like, here is that address book again. So look, it goes all the way in. So it's super functional, which is really nice. So anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I hope this was helpful. And I hope I'll be seeing y'all again. Do pay attention to all of the links that are in my description box there, because I do live shows 3 days a week, and I would love for you to be a part of that, so don't miss out. Okay, bye!